So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another Way of the Hunter video. Now this video is going to be about two very special trophies. Now you can see here that we're taking a look at a group of whitetail deer, and I was taking a look at one individual in particular, a young whitetail doe. Now I was pretty confident taking a look at that doe that she was actually what I'd been looking for, an albino whitetail. And I was trying to call her in here, but unfortunately, as you can see, the other does from this group were also trying to come into the call, and unfortunately kept getting in the way. But after calling her in, it was very obvious that she was in fact what I thought. She is an albino whitetail deer. Now this was actually the last rare that I needed to find in Way of the Hunter. I had already found melanistic mule deer and roe deer, and of course albino red deer, so the last rare that I actually needed to find in game was the albino whitetail. So I really wanted to actually find an albino whitetail, and that's what I'd been looking for on Nez Perce. So when I spotted her and I realised that she had to be an albino, I was super excited because I have been tricked before by, spotting some of the really old mature does and thinking, oh gosh, could that be an albino? Because they do end up looking like really grey and really pale. But when I spotted her and it said young and she was as pale as she was, I knew that it had to be an albino, and I was just so excited. Now I really wanted to get her with the crossbow, and as you can see we have another doe really close to us here, so I kind of had to act quickly, and it was kind of a difficult situation being on this odd bit of terrain here, and I really had to make quite a quick shot here with the crossbow. Couldn't get quite the shot I was looking for, but managed to just get that bolt into a lung and drop her on the spot. That was really tense, honestly, because this was, I think, attempt number 4 or 5 at actually getting close to this group. I had instances where I got too close and spooked them, where another doe would come in and it just wouldn't work out. It just kept, unfortunately, not quite going to plan, and it actually took a full hour from initially spotting this doe to actually getting her down. I had to reset the time a couple of times because things just kept going wrong and she kept ending up spooking, or she wouldn't come into the call and the herd would just end up wandering off. I had all kinds of things happening, so I was super happy to actually finally put this doe down. And you can see, really kind of an awkward shot, but still managing to get through to that lung, and of course it did drop her on the spot. I couldn't quite adjust the crossbow the way I wanted to go for that perfect frontal shot, because I just had a split second before they were all going to spook again. So I really had to be quick, but I'm really happy that that shot did end up working out, even if it was a little bit of an odd one. But as you can see, she is a young female. Obviously no trophy score or anything because she is a female, but that really doesn't matter to me. What matters is that she is an absolutely gorgeous albino, and with that I have now shot one of each of the rares that are currently in game. I was just so excited about this. This is what I love about hunting games. I really love finding rares in hunting games. I just think that they're always really cool, and I absolutely love this game, and I think that the models are so fantastic. So I was so excited to try and get one of these, and to finally actually see one in game for myself. I'm just so absolutely thrilled. They are really pretty, but what's interesting to me is when they're actually like alive or, dead on the ground, the eyes are a blue colour, but when you actually look in the harvest screen, they've got brown eyes. So I found that really interesting. I thought the blue eyes actually looked really pretty. And unfortunately, they don't have the pink hooves. I really would like to see that in future, if maybe they could give them the pink hooves. And I also think maybe if they could be a little bit brighter white in colour, just to distinguish them a little bit more from the really grey matures. But you can tell the difference. They do actually appear slightly brighter than the really grey matures when you actually look at them. And of course they have that bright pink nose which really stands out. And as soon as I saw her, I knew that there was something special about this doe, and like I said, as soon as I put the binoculars over and got the spot on her and it said that she was a youngster, I knew straight away what I was looking at and that it had to be an albino. So I'm just absolutely thrilled to finally get an albino whitetail. and it only got better from there as I was continuing to check through my herds just to make sure in case anything else had respawned as a rare or, you know, a really good quality animal because there had been an aging cycle. I ended up finding this. This is actually an adult albino whitetail doe. So we had a young one just now, and now we have an adult. So this one has obviously been on the map a little bit longer, and I actually hadn't seen her. Now, once again, I wanted to call her in and try and take her with the crossbow, but unfortunately, once again, other does were going to get in the way. As you can see, we have a doe getting quite close, while the albino's actually stood still here on the road. So I decided to just take a look at the albino through the scope, and then just drop her on the spot. Actually using the 338 here, just because that's what I carry around when I'm culling, just because I'm not too worried about meat loss. I'm really not too worried about money at the moment, so I just like to drop things on the spot if I can, and, you know, really not have to worry too much about tracking. So yes, it's a bit of a big gun for a whitetail, but it dropped her on the spot, and like I said, I'm really not worried about any meat loss, especially on a trophy animal, so to me it really doesn't matter. I was actually happy to drop her on the road, and it actually was quite a nice opportunity for a nice looking trophy shot. I mean, with her being on the road, you actually get to see the full model, which I think looks really, really awesome. It's a bit unfortunate that sometimes the facial details on River get a little bit pixelated, but still, that made for a really nice trophy shot, so I was super happy with that. What a gorgeous doe. Once again, just absolutely beautiful. It's just funny how it works. I spent quite a while on this map looking for an albino whitetail, and then I find one and then find another. And I've been looking through my herds pretty thoroughly, so I don't know how this one managed to sort of escape me and actually get to adult before I found her. I can only think that I've been checking herds in other places and she maybe respawned as a youngster and then got to adult before I got back to checking this herd. That's the only thing I can think. But to get two albino does actually in the same hunt, these were, you know, I think maybe half an hour apart, if that, between actually shooting the first one and then finding the second one. It was really close. It may be slightly longer than half an hour, but it was really close. They were within the same hunt. So that was really, really awesome. So like I said, this one is an adult, but there's not really much difference or any real difference that I can see between the adult and the youngster. Still a really beautiful, beautiful looking deer. Absolutely fantastic. And I did end up taxing both of these does, hoping to use one in one of the multi-mounts, and also taxing the other just in case maybe something else, you know, maybe a new mount or something gets added in the future and we can use another one for another mount, something like that. Definitely just going to have at least a couple of them taxed, and seeing as these are my first two, definitely wanted to tax them. I wish you could put the does on like the plaques that you can put the bucks on, where it's just like the head and neck, because I'd definitely take down a 5-star to actually display this in the lodge as just a head and shoulder mount, because yeah, I absolutely love finding the rares, like I said, and I'm absolutely stoked that I have actually managed to collect all of the rares that are in Way of the Hunter at the moment. The only thing that I'm missing is an albino whitetail buck, and I'm really hopeful that, you know, hopefully if I keep managing my herds, keep watching as all these whitetail on my map and keep really close eye on them, that hopefully a buck eventually might spawn, and hopefully if it, you know, hopefully I'll be able to find it as a youngster and do what we did with like the red deer over on Transylvania and watch it grow from a youngster all the way to mature. I think that would be really cool. Did that with the melanistic mule deer on this map as well, and I just love that about this game, and I think that it adds so much to the rares. But I am absolutely thrilled to get a couple of albino whitetail does. The nice thing about does in this game is you can just shoot them. You don't have to worry about them growing into a mature, and, you know, if you see a buck and you shoot it as a youngster, you run in the risk of maybe shooting something that could have, you know, maybe got a lot bigger. but with a doe it doesn't matter, so you can just see it and shoot it and have that trophy, and that ends up being quite nice, I think. So even though maybe a lot of people might think, oh, they're just does, I actually find it really cool to find the rare females as well, because like I said, it means that you can take them out straight away and have a cool trophy there and then. I love the aspect of being able to watch the males grow, but sometimes it's nice to actually just be able to shoot something straight away like I did with these two. But that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. I am absolutely thrilled and cannot wait to share this one. So thank you so much for watching and for all your support as always. I really do appreciate it. It really does mean the world. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.